What's up, bro?
Yo. All right. So this is fairly simple. We just keep the conversation going. It's like our normal video calls. We just have uh three basic questions that I would ask and we would answer, obviously personal stuff you want to keep out of there cuz people are crazy. So, if you're
Is
ready,
this okay lighting? Is this lighting okay?
yeah, I can see you. I can turn the lighting
Okay.
up. There you go. You're good. All right. So we can start this off. I'm the host, hashtag Liizen, and we are here with some guy I found on the road. So introduce yourself. Let people know
Oh,
who you are.
man. I'm your best friend, bro.
Yeah, we found him on the side of the street.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell people your name. What do you do?
I am Big B. That's my YouTuber username. Um, I basically play video games. I love video games. I met this guy right here. He
Mm-hmm.
he's cool. We've been through some shit, bro.
Definitely.
We've been we've known each other for what?
10 years. Literally since the end of 2010.
Yeah,
Yeah,
10 years, bro.
it's a long ass time.
10 years,
Yeah.
bro. You gotta subscribe to this dude. But also, if you want, you can subscribe to me, Big B156 underscore XD. I gotta throw that out there, bro. I gotta, I
Self
gotta.
promotion, right? Can't not have that.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so we're covering episode 4 of the Raintime. For people who are watching this and have watched me play it or played it themselves, there's a part in the game where William is followed by this dog. This random animal that came out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
I watched that part.
Yeah. So my question behind it is, do you believe that the dog was real, or was he a manifestation of William's mind? Do you think that dog was actually there, or is William just crazy?
I think it was there because of the guy who was checking his bumper and stuff. Unless if he got hit and he's picturing himself as the dog.
That's a good thought. I didn't think about that. Definitely didn't think about that.
And like he's actually dead, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good analysis. I thought, like, while playing it at first, like, holy shit, he's kind of a dick about this dog. He refers to this, dogs. And I actually wrote this down. Quote: um, a dog's a slave trained to obey faithfully till the end of times. What kind of shit is
That
that
is
to say about a dog? He
that is
says,
true.
yeah, he says these animals, these dogs in general, are made for lesser beings, people who feel the need to dominate over others, and they can't do it to other people because other people will shut them down. So why not do it to this four-legged beast who's trained to obey, who's trained to listen, And
Yeah.
I think that the dog is a manifestation of his mind. It's like in part 1, 2, and 3 of the game, we start to see that slowly William's starting to go off his rocker. He's starting to be very odd. He's not being his usual self. He's starting to open up more, and he's becoming a dick, basically. You know,
Right.
he's being a total asshole. So I like your answer. Yeah, I think that in life we are either the people who are on top or we're the people on bottom.
Right.
You're either A or B. You're either being stepped on or you're the one doing the stepping. Yeah, we heard everything, man. It's
I'm
okay.
sorry about that.
It's all right. I can totally like bleep it out. Um, yeah, I mean, even like I guess in the terms of presidents and stuff, we have these. what do they call them? Pyramid schemes. You know, you have the people on the bottom that do the hard work, the people in the middle who aid those people on the bottom. You know, you got a AGM, a manager, and then you have like, you know, a regular person who applies for a job who starts on the bottom. That person in the middle's job is to manage those people, make sure they're on work on time, doing what they need to do, making the money, basically busting their ass, you know?
Right.
And I think that when you have things like that, it it's all for a bigger purpose. That person at the top, you know, people stay in line and do what they have to do so that that person on the top, you know, can feel great about themselves. You know, an example, shit. People that work at Arby's, you know, you got your fast food workers. They're the ones who take the orders. They handle the money. You know, they serve the customers. You know, then you have the managers who make sure that they're on time, that they're serving the customers, that they're doing their job, and then you have the person who owns that name, that brand. Well, where's all that money going? It's surely not going to the workers.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's
It's
going to
going to
someone.
his big mansion,
Yeah,
his his
Rolex
super
and
nice cars.
right. And I think that that's
He
kind of
actually owns like Hondas and shit, bro. The guy at Arby's,
yeah.
like he owns super big shit, bro. And like it's like that's one thing. I know this is kind of off topic, but like recently, like Trump, fuck Trump, by the way. I gotta say that, fuck Trump. I don't give a fuck if any of you are Trump supporters right here, right now.
Yeah.
But like he wants to make the richer richer, the poorer poorer,
Hmm.
and by doing that, he's cutting like our taxes. He's cutting like our um funding to do like minimum wage and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's the rich is going to get richer,
Hmm.
and like the and it's like the rich don't really have any problems. But it's like with people who have depression, like the guy in the video game,
Yeah. Well.
he has depression and everything, and he's low
Hmm.
down on himself.
Yeah.
Like I feel it.
Yeah. Same too. And it's a good. That's why I wanted
Us
to do
bottom
this.
people,
Yeah.
us bottom people don't really. We have to work our asses off just to make it.
Yeah. To be essential, you know, to make what we need. We make enough just to buy those groceries. And that's the thing, when you're a single person and you're only responsible for you, you still barely make enough. If you've got car notes, if you've got rent, if you've got bills, internet, Hulu, Netflix, all the things that you want to be in your gravitational pull, you have to
Hmm.
spend money for. So if you're making, you know, minimum wage and you're only bringing home say two, $300, $400 a week at best, barely $1,000 a month. Well, if your rent for a single person is what out here in Minnesota, in my area, it's like 625. Well, damn, there goes your
Hmm.
whole. That's nearly your first 2 weeks of work already, just to a
Yep.
tiny ass place that you fit into. You know. So then imagine being with people who have kids. You know, mom, dad's working 2, 3 jobs just to keep a roof over their head, and whether they have to apply for food stamps or not, that is still not enough because kids constantly consume. They're little tiny gremlins who just need to be fed every 10 minutes, you know? And you don't want to have to put a lock on your fridge to prevent them from eating. You know, it's supposed to be a free world. You can do what the hell you want. You want to be able to say, hey, kids, go ransack the fridge, do what you want, get the hell out of my face. But you can't. It's got to be, hey,
No,
Jimmy, you just ate 10 minutes ago, put that shit down. You know, if Jimmy want to stuff his face, let Jimmy stuff his face. But we don't live in that space of
we
reality.
can't. We can't do that.
Exactly, because mama's got to go right back to work in an hour, you know, just to
In
make
order to
sure.
replace the food that the kids ate.
Exactly. And it's like this you're on this constant ball and chain, this, like a hamster wheel. They call it in Philly, where I'm from, the rat race. Everybody's running on that same wheel, trying to get to the same shit, but nobody's making it. Rich people are, half of them haven't even never been poor. They don't know what it's like to bring home a check that, taxes been taken out,
Especially Trump.
yeah, all types of shit taken out. They don't have to worry about that. They don't have those woes,
Uh,
and
and that's why like that's that's why like the rich don't really care about us.
of course not.
Our government doesn't really care either. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like in Canada, like they get like free health care, they get all this stuff and be able to live,
Yeah,
but have people in America who are struggling,
yeah,
it just it just doesn't add up.
it sucks ass, and that's where it kind of leads into um my second question. So we obviously have a lot of issues here in America. You know, domination. People who have these abilities to change laws and change things for the better or for the worse, for rich reasons or poor reasons, etc. So another question I have is body image, how we view ourselves, how we see ourselves. Part of issues in America isn't just how much money you have in your pockets. Like, you could be fat bastard from fucking The Spy Who Shagged Me or whatever, and have big ass pockets full of money, but magically now, to people who might have seen you before, find you attractive. But 10 minutes ago, when you had this shopped out hoopty, people wasn't thinking about you. So
Right.
across the bridge in the game, Will sees this heavy set guy. He describes as mildly obese. You know, I think that personally, if that guy wasn't the size that he was, I don't think Will really would have noticed too much attention. I don't think he would have really
Mhm.
paid him that much attention. So, our mental pandemic that's been going on is body weight, how we see ourselves. If you're bigger than, some guy who's, got mean muscles the size of horses, people feel more attracted to that versus somebody who might be the size of a refrigerator, in my case.
Yeah,
you know?
that is so true.
Yeah. So the question becomes, imagine a world where weight wasn't an issue. Do you think people would be happier to be themselves? So there's
Yeah.
no heart disease, no thyroid disease. Like, if just people could naturally be bigger and not, like, there's nothing, no science backing anything negative about being a bigger person, do you think there would still be a stigma against bigger people?
Yes and no, because like the looks people say looks aren't everything, but they are.
Yeah.
They really are. Like I'm big myself, and like I get like looks, I get criticized and stuff. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that that's the world we were born into. As a kid, I've always been husky. I've always had broad shoulders, and other kids used to
right.
always fuck with me, like, like, you look like you. What the hell? I had a kid tell me one time, you look like you punch cement for fun. And my rebuttal,
What?
being like 8, I was like 8, 9. I was like, I could punch you in the face for fucking fun. And they're all like,
Right.
oh, okay, like, you're so mean because you got broad ass shoulders. Like, bitch, I will smack you with my fucking shoulder, okay? Like,
Right.
leave me the hell alone. And I think that for a lot of people who can't control their weight, or for people who eat to hide their feelings, or whatever the case may have you, I feel like people should be, yeah, me too. I do that too. We should be allowed to do that. You know, people who
Yep.
focus more ideally on their weight, they should be allowed to do that.
I would
You
like to
know?
think that girls would like a big guy so that they could have a pellet sleep on, you know?
Exactly. You know, like big guys get a bad rap. Big girls definitely get a bad rap. Me, I like bigger women. I really do. I've dated a smaller girl before. I can't say that I haven't, but I would rather have a woman who is comfortable being herself, whether she's big or little. I just prefer the plushy side.
Now, I have to be honest, like, my type, I do have types, and my type is skinny. Somebody that I can, like, pick up
Yeah.
and take into the room and stuff, you know, and
Yeah. I think that's like
I want a nice sized girl.
yeah, I think that's like every guy's thing. You know, we want that one we could just fucking just you know, either she's smaller than us or just, you know, skinnier than us, fucking bear hug her ass, chuck her ass on the bed, you know,
Right,
do the do. But I think as far as like stigma goes, I don't think those types of things should really exist because somebody's heavier than you.
right,
Why be a dick to them? They're no less of a person than you are.
right. And like he should have just went backwards. Like you didn't have to stand there and like
Right.
try to get around him. Like just go fucking backwards, bro.
But
Like
that's
what the
another
fuck
part.
did you do?
In episode 2 of our review, we covered that where Anne said that she thinks that Lars, when he told Will that he was too nice, because notice how on the bridge Will does say, you know, I could go back, but I'm tired of being that person. I think it was referencing to his moment with that girl. He, you know, Lars told
Yeah,
him, you're too nice to these girls. You know, some girls don't deserve that type of niceness, and I think he set that worm in his ear. So now he's even more taking it out on other people. You know, he
yeah,
could be that nice guy and went back and just let dude pass. Problem solved. No harm, no foul. But I think by him
yeah,
feeling the need to dominate, kind of like how he talked about that dog, you know, the weaker people needing to dominate something. I felt like he needed to dominate that man. That man probably had crazy
no
thoughts on
idea.
his
Like
mind.
probably like had his own thoughts. Like
Yeah.
he was depressed or
His mom
whatever.
could have died. You know, we don't know.
Right.
And Will's being an asshole. Like usual,
And
which
like he just like pushed his way through. Like
yeah. It didn't have to be that way. And I think that that's a really good demonstration of the lack of consideration we have. We tend to see things only from our point of view. I think that if Will would have like stopped and actually thought about that moment, like, okay, he's a bigger guy, he's gonna consume more room. That's perfectly fine. Let me go back, wait, let him do his thing. Once he goes past, then I can go on and go freely about my day. But instead, he's in this own fuck cloud in his own mind, and all he's thinking about is, you know what? I could go back. Nope, fuck
himself.
that. Not doing it. I'm gonna keep on going my way. I don't give a fuck if this fat bastard falls off or not. I don't give a shit. He's probably thinking about Twinkies and ho-ohs. I'm going across this fucking bridge. You know, like it's
Right.
it's a really dick thing to think about. But I can say I'm guilty of that too. Literally just today on my way home, there's this truck turning, you know, on the, you know how when you're trying to get on the highway, there's the merge lane, you know, coming in, and there's this truck. Me, I'm listening, blasting Juice World, you know, screaming, wishing well and shit, and I just come to focus because I'm so used to just turning straight on, getting right onto the highway. Let me merge in. If you're in the right lane, move the fuck over, right? And
Right.
this truck, he's sitting there on the highway, sitting there. Like, dude, you're on a turn lane. When you're on a turn lane, you need to move your ass. You fucking push that pedal to the fucking metal and get on there.
Right.
You got to kind of shove your way in there because some people aren't going to move. They're just going to be like, oh, I'm in the right lane. I got the right of way. No, technically, the person coming into the highway has the right of way. You see them move out of the way. So he's waiting for all these trucks and all these cars And me, I'm having to slow down, so I'm already pushing about 40 miles an hour. Okay, let me slow down. This guy's waiting. What the fuck is he doing? And for me, you know, I that tunnel vision, I just see this truck sitting here. We're trying to get on the highway, and technically he's blocking traffic because there's a bunch of assload of cars behind me that's pushing all the way back towards Walmart. So we're talking about half a mile back of cars. And the only thing that's running through my head is this guy, get the fuck out of my way. So for me, having to think about it after the fact, I'm like, oh man, you know, he finally gets on the highway and all this thick black smoke just comes out of the back of his truck. And I'm thinking, oh man, I think I know why he stopped. It wasn't necessarily because he was afraid of the traffic. It's something wrong with his truck. That's why he couldn't push.
That's our mindset, though.
Exactly.
That's the human mindset, bro.
We only see what's in front of us. We don't think beyond what we see. Nope. And that's a really big issue that even I myself have. We all have that stigma. We see what we perceive in front of us, and that's it. We judge it. We don't actually stop, take that moment and think like, okay, there's something wrong with this scenario. What can I do about it? You know, right. I just watched a video before we had this call. Someone posted on Facebook. It's really fucked up. Two black guys arguing. One's toting some type of automatic weapon. The other one looks like he might have a Glock. You can't really tell, but they're both carrying guns. They're arguing, going back and forth, back and forth. One looks like he took a shot at the other one, but the other one's like, kind of like, you know, I'm walking away from this. Fuck you. So he proceeds to walk away. The other gentleman follows behind him. He puts his gun down, literally, physically puts his gun down and comes up behind the other guy. He looks like he's trying to altercate a fight. Like he's like, you know, put the weapons down. Let's do this shit. Dude turns around. They're yelling. He holds the fucking AK or whatever it is up to him. Shoots, misses dude. Dude goes like that. He goes back for his gun, picks it up just as he does. The other guy puts the gun straight to his head. Bow. And the video is the whole thing. Like you see dude just slump over lifeless. Nothing. And then it cuts out.
You gotta send me that.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. Like in my mind, like it's so much different when you perceive things through video game violence and shit like that, and then to actually see it, like it fucked me up a little bit. Like I really miss the times where back in the day when we had issues, men settled it. You fought. If you can't fight, you get your ass whooped. You still live another day to see your family, to see your friends, to hang out.
You're not going.
You're not being like, put in the ground.
Shooting, I think it's for pussies.
It is. In my mind, it is. Like, why can't we just fucking fist fight?
Like killing and shooting is for pussies. Put your fucking hands up and fucking fight me.
I would rather see two people beat the shit out of each other than to watch them gun each other down. Black community, white community, fuck. Even if two KKK members is fucking having a shootout, I would rather see them box each other than to fucking shoot somebody. Because guns, people like to say guns kill people. A gun can't just set itself off. People fucking kill people for whatever reason, greed, arrogance, pride, ego, whatever you want to consider it. People kill people. Now, if you shoot off a gun, in the case of that boy, that semi he fucking had in his hand or whatever you want to call it, if he's shooting off rounds at a time and they're in this area, this parking lot, who's to say one of those bullets wouldn't bounce off of somewhere and hit a child? Or hit another adult.
Somebody got shot in my neighborhood.
That's fucked up.
And it was right by my place. Let's say that bullet, one of those bullets, flew into my apartment. Like,
yeah,
shit, bro.
And bullets do not have names on them. You might be aiming at fucking cousin Richie in front of you and hit Tanya across the street. You know,
right.
It's really screwed up. That's the type of shit that we have to look forward to. We have this warped perception. Again, that blind spot, we see just what we want. I get it, when you're in an altercation, you're just focusing in on that person. But viewing that video, you got the person who's recording it from a far away. There's a woman down there by the car. There's another woman over on the steps. So it's like, What if you're shooting that shit off and something ricochets and hit one of them? Or shit even hits you
Right.
back. You know? Bullets bounce.
I think they just need to get rid of all the guns. Get rid of them.
Agreed. I really do. I've never.
Army, everybody in the world, just throw your guns
Yeah.
into a pile and burn them.
Hmm. But you know the rednecks aren't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that shit.
No, nope, they ain't.
But
They're gonna be like, "I need my gun! I need
yeah,
my gun!"
I think that if we had a better holster on our personal biases and emotions, that we would be able to better settle indifferences, whether it's racially motivated, gang related, whatever. I think that if we all just sat the fuck down and learn how to use our words properly versus for hateful reasons and spiteful reasons, we could actually reach God knows what type of all time greatness we could all accomplish together versus having to be divided. You think about it, we divide each other based off age, sex, types of relationships. You know, when you answer questionnaires, what's the first thing they ask you? You know, what gender are you? So how do we
Right.
classify you? Are you a man or are you a woman? Well, what about people who don't fit into those? You know? Then they ask you, you know, just so much dumb shit, you know, to categorize you. Are you black? Are you white? Are you Asian? Are you Hispanic? Are you a fucking quadruped? Are you a fucking dragon? Like, why should it matter? I am a person. That should be good enough. You know, here's my name, here's my social, call it a day. But we can't. We have to always categorize shit in these indecent ways, and it always just seems to come back and bite us in the ass.
It does.
Yeah. Let's see, for my handy dandy notebook this time. The first time I think it was a paper plate, and then I had an envelope, and then I had a napkin at one point. Like, I find random things to write on. Question number 3. After we see that Will is literally starting to lose his mind, like you said, he's showing signs of depression, and he's starting to not be able to handle what's
It's like he's
real.
stuck inside of his mind.
Yeah. What's it? Psychosis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this question, I guess, becomes a personal question to you personally, as a human being, as a person, not as my best friend or any of those in between. A lot of people believe that life is like the movie The Matrix, where we're plugged into this type of reality. Do you believe that life is a simulation? If yes, why? If no, why?
Yes, most definitely. I think like everything is around us is like a simulation, and like we're just stuck and we can't get out. And it's there's like things on this planet that have actually proven it that we're in a simulation. Like there's been glitches that where do you get glitches from? You know, like a glitch is inside a computer.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. We all and like the technology we have and everything, like where do we get that from?
It's a good question.
Cell phones, video games, everything. Like it's I believe we're in a simulation. I really do.
I do too.
And like people who have died, I think like they get out of the simulation.
They get unplugged.
Yeah.
I agree. 100%. I really think that too. Because I think of.
Because like
God,
there I watched this one video of a car like just driving down the street, then all of a sudden out of nowhere, like it just crashes into nothing. And the stoplight, there is nothing there. It's like he hit a brick wall. and his car just smashed into like nothingness.
Yeah.
But it's like there was nothing there.
Jesus. Damn.
Like he hit a door or something, like a wall.
Like in old school video games, like PlayStation 1 era, like if you go too far, you hit that invisible boundary that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with that too. I mean, there's so many things we can't really explain. There's so many things that are so above our head, we just automatically reject the idea. I bet you if I walk up to an elderly lady right now and say, "Hey, do you think aliens exist?" She gonna look at me like, "You need to get up out of my face, bro. Whatever you huffing, I don't want none of that." You know?
Right.
But I mean, we're here. What the fuck are we? Compared to animals,
Right.
we're not normal. You know?
No.
Yeah, I'm with you because I believe in the
And we're
paranormal.
about to go to Mars too.
Yeah, I don't want to be here for that.
You're going to be.
The fucker I won't. I done watched too many goddamn movies where people start cultivating on other planets and aliens and all types of monsters and shit. It's like, oh hell no, you not coming up in here and want to eradicate everything. I will not be part of that eradication. I will not.
But wait, isn't that like also kind of like racism too?
Yeah, I
Because like
guess.
they're from another planet.
Yeah, I won't be part of that. Okay, that's a lie. I'm lying. I'm lying through my teeth. Okay, so when I found out we were going to be cultivating Mars, I was going to put my name in the ballot to go to Mars to help cultivate. Guilty, guilty. I was going to fucking go. But then,
Well, I'm like, but like that's our mindset though. Like
yeah,
if another being came from another planet, we would all freak out. We'll be like, "You don't belong here. Go back."
yeah,
Da 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 da.
true.
It's the same thing
It is, of
as
course it is.
racism.
It is because we're we entertain the idea that we're the only ones. I remember being a kid and learning the Bible that God made, Adam and Eve and the planet and this, that, and the other. And then growing up, it's like, well, if God only made Earth, who the fuck made the sun? Okay, maybe God did that, but who made Mercury? Who made Venus? Who made Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, all these other stars that you see in the sky, which it shames me to say this. I was a science major as a kid. Every star in the sky are burning billions and gazillions of miles away. Those stars, guess what? Hold on, hold your applause. I wish I had a drum roll on this one. They're other suns. They're other solar
Hmm.
systems. They're other planets that could have life. Even if it's just
Did you know
one.
last night?
Yeah.
Last night you could see Mars
Yeah, I know.
over the sun.
I pointed that out the
I
other
mean, over
day.
the moon.
Yeah,
Like last night, you could see them. You could see Mars over the moon. I think that was crazy.
yeah, and it's kind of it was out last night partially too, but it was quite a bit of ways. You just see this bright orange dot in the sky, and it I don't know. I think that there's so much out there we just don't understand, and we don't. For some of us,
Sorry, I'm stuffing my face while I'm talking.
yeah, it's alright. Some of us want to understand. Some of us want to be the nosy ones and find out all that there is to know about the world, around us. But then again, if it's like these other planets are so many years, hundreds and thousands, a million years away, technically it's like we're kind of looking into the past because half of those stars do go out. That means they've had
Hmm.
their supernova, they've had their time, they're gone. So technically, if this is some type of simulation, then in its own strange way, it's like we're kind of working in the past.
Hmm.
All of our lives have
So
already happened.
I gotta hurry and finish this dinner, or yeah,
Yeah,
I got a time limit.
yeah. It's so. It's very strange.
It is.
Very, very damn strange. But yeah, we're gonna actually have to wrap this up. I have a date with
All right.
an editing software and my TV show Shameless. Gotta check that out, dude. You have to.
I will.
It's on Netflix. There's like 10 seasons of it. Apparently, this shit's been out since 2004. I was in like fourth grade, so I've never heard of it. A guy told me that it was actually originally a British TV show, and then they converted it over here, put American actors in there. But it's good as shit. The children are bad as fuck. My kid should be on that show. She would work brilliantly with their badasses. So yeah. Yeah. Any final comments for those watching this?
Remember to subscribe, comment, and everything for me and him.
Aww.
My YouTube again is BigB156_XD. Gameplay.
There we go. That's how we do it. And of course, everybody, be fucking nice to each other. Don't be a dick. Just don't.
Fuck you.